Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, are we good? I don't know why I was doing that. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you can hear me. I guess I didn't click the button correctly. They made some changes with this system I'm using over the weekend, and so it used to be when I play my intro, it would automatically mute my mic, and now they changed it to where it doesn't automatically mute my mic, so I have to mute it and then I have to click unmute. So I apologize about that. But happy Friday. It's officially spring. I'm so excited. Spring equinox. Happy New Year. So today I wanted to talk about Jonathan Majors. The coddling, it is making me sick, y'all. The coddling is making me so sick. The mammying, and y'all know I don't even like to use the term mammy. I don't like to use the term pick me. I don't like to use that type of stuff loosely. But we got to call it what it is. What happened to black women not wearing capes? What happened to that? What happened? I don't understand. What I'm seeing with Jonathan Majors is very disingenuous. And I never saw where he took accountability. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see where he came right out and said, hey, yeah, I put my hands on this girl and I take full accountability for my actions. I never saw that. But he's begging for empathy and sympathy from us. And it's just how can we give you that when we haven't even seen you take accountability? We all thought originally, right? This was your typical black man, white woman situation, Emmett Till type situation where he didn't touch this woman at all. He didn't put his hands on this woman at all. And this woman was trying to make it seem like he was aggressive towards her, trying to ruin his career and just take him down as a quote unquote black man. But it has came out and it has been confirmed that he has put his hands on her. And it seems like it was a pattern of his when he was in this relationship. So as the black community, not as far as the black community not wanting to hold him accountable, it just doesn't make any sense to me, because I'm just wait a minute. This man has now, it has came out that he put his hands on this woman on a different occasion, not that night, because this audio that was leaked recently was from where he put his hands on her a different day. So that means that he has a pattern of aggression. He has a pattern of putting his hands on women. So I'm not understanding why he's being coddled like this. But let me share my screen. I don't know why he's being coddled like this. It's so weird to me. And black women, who coddling us like this? That's what I want to know. Who is making all of these excuses and downplaying our actions and things that we have done as black women? Who's doing that for us? Say nobody. Say nobody. Megan Thee Stallion was crucified by the black community over the whole situation that happened to her, and she was the victim in the situation. So I'm confused. He's the aggressor in this situation, and we're coddling him? Okay, that's why I'm making this video today, because honestly, this whole thing just seems PR and it just seems fake to me, which is why I haven't talked about it. It's why I don't talk about Megan Thee Stallion and this relationship that she's in, because it just doesn't even seem real to me. And it's because it's not genuine. It doesn't come across genuine at all. Let's see.
What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn. I'm back with a new video. In this video, I want to talk about Jonathan Majors and Megan Good tying the knot. First of all, her ex-husband, Devon Franklin, and his new fiance just announced their engagement around the same time. This is all within a couple months. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good announced their engagement. But now we have Jonathan Majors and Megan Good announcing that they have tied.
Yeah, what did I say? Did I say Megan Thee Stallion? I don't know what I said. I'll have to look back and see what I said. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know I mean Megan Good. I mean, last night, I think I said women. And I think I meant to say men. My ADHD, I be talking fast. I'm sorry, y'all. But Megan Good, y'all. Megan Good. Let me put respect on her name because I like Megan Good. I just don't like that she's with this man. Okay. But let's get back to this breakdown.
The knot. And this is all, it's almost like a sequence of events. Like this audio came out of Jonathan Majors admitting to putting his hands around Grace Jabari's neck on a different occasion. This is not the night where there's video of him running from her. This is a different occasion. He has allegedly been aggressive towards her and violent towards her on different occasions. But you have first that leaks, and then it leaks that he was harmed as a child. That's the most politically correct way I can put it, that he was harmed as a child. After all of that, it comes out that he actually married Megan Good. Him and Megan Good got married in a private ceremony. And it just seems like a lot. It just seems like a lot in like the span of like 2 weeks. So y'all, we're gonna get into all of that in this video, but I need y'all to leave comments and let me know what y'all think, because I just don't know. But we're gonna start off with an interview that Jonathan Majors gave to Kevin Frazier. He's also been on the Sherry Show. He's starting to the media again. And so we're gonna get into what he said about Megan Good. But first, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Everyone, click the thumbs up button if you like this type of content.
Yeah, make sure y'all go subscribe to her channel. Give her a thumbs up, please, because then people won't get mad. Content creators won't get mad at me for reacting to their content. So please, can you go over there? Just at least give the video a thumbs up. I'll make sure to leave a link to this video so you could at least go over there, give her a thumbs up, something. Just do something for me. Thank you.
I remember her telling me I'd never been this happy before.
Just my girl, man. She's just my best friend. You know, my wife. You know, my fiance.
That slip happened because, surprise, just after 11 o'clock this morning, Jonathan and Megan said I do. A source tells ET Jonathan's mother married the couple in a small private wedding at their home in LA. Megan's mom was the witness, and it was just the four of them. The duo already had a bit of that newlywed glow last night at a special screening of his film.
She just motivates me.
Jonathan's mother wed them? Listen, the whole PR relationship, fake relationship, they not beating the allegations, y'all. I'm sorry. They just not beating the allegations for me. In a private ceremony over the weekend, it just seems like everything is just so curated. Is it just me? Like, what? And then they announced that they wed. I don't know if it was before the audio leaked or it was after. Which one was it? Y'all, I'm telling you, it's very strange to me. It's very strange.
Thank you so much. And she guides me, and I guide her. I think Megan and we do a good job of dealing with each other where we're at. You don't know anybody till you've been through all the seasons with them. Oh, you're on cloud nine. It's all rolling in. You ain't got nothing. You're crying on the couch. She's seen me in every spot. You know, and I've seen her. And at every time, we always talk to each other, you know. Yeah. Sometimes we leave the room. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, you take a break, I'll take a break. Cool. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell her.
Jonathan and Megan got engaged in November, just 11 months after the former Marvel star was found guilty of assaulting his ex-girlfriend. While Jonathan has maintained his innocence, yesterday, Rolling Stone published an alleged conversation between Jonathan and his ex. How do you address this lady?
So let me be clear about that. That audio where he's saying, I aggressed you, and then she's clarifying and saying, basically, you put your hands around my neck. Like, let's be specific. Again, that was not the night of the video of him running from her. That was not the night that he injured her head. I've shared text messages on my channel before where he caused some type of head injury to her. And then he was telling her not to go to the doctor because it's going to affect his career. And so this is a pattern of ABUSE is what I'm trying to demonstrate to you. It's not just one night. It's not just one event. He has a pattern of ABUSE. His ex-girlfriends have spoken out about this. It is a pattern.
This headline.
You know, I love you, brother.
Yeah.
I do love you, brother. And I just can't speak to that. There's work to be done. And that's what I'm focused on now.
How have you worked on those things from your past?
Prayer. That's been a huge thing. The mandatory, that's just that one. And the
Listen, people don't want me to believe that this isn't a PR relationship, but it's like, when did he have time to court Megan Good? When he was on trial? Like, we so freaking for real. When he was on trial, they was courting. He was taking her out. He was whining and downing her, huh? He was making sure she was eating good, living good. They was bonding. They was really getting to know each other. Be so freaking for real. Like, this being a quote unquote real relationship is just not believable, because when did they even have time to date each other? They was doing press runs. She was in a movie. She's working. She was working on Harlem. When did they actually have time to really get to know each other to the point where it led to marriage? Be so freaking for real. So I'm sorry. I'm not believing the shit. Like, it just seems so unnatural. Like, I gotta be real gullible to believe that this is real. Like, it just does not seem real at all. So they only publicly were together for like 11 months, and the whole time they was together, he's been fighting this whole situation. He's been trying to clean up his image. He was trying to win on trial, that the trial that he was on. He had a lot going on in his life. Like, when did he have time to really sit down and they really get to know each other? And then Megan was working. That's why they have not been together this long. They have not been together. According to their announcements that they make, they have not been together that long. So I'm just like, please, if I'm confused, when did they actually have time? Because you have to understand, he was with that woman, and then he popped up with Megan Good out of the blue for the trial. That's how their relationship literally started. So this is his ex. So them talking for a while, when did that happen? When did that happen? You left your ex, y'all got into it because he allegedly he was texting some girl on his phone. They got into it. They obviously broke up because everything that came out about it. And then the next thing we know, we see Megan Good with him. So again, when did they have time to really like get to know each other? When did they have time to date and Megan be courted by him? So I'm sorry that it just doesn't seem believable. It just seems like it's just all, I don't know. It just seems fake. I don't know what else to say other than it just seems like she's trying to help him save his career. And why would she go to this length? I don't know. Because I don't think it helps her image or career at all. Maybe it does when it comes to black films. Maybe it does when it comes to black films for her. I honestly do not know. Because you got to understand, Megan Good, she tends to stay in the realm of like Tyler Perry production. You know what I mean? So maybe this helping the black man is going to get her some more job opportunities because she tends to stay in that arena. But that's the only way it makes real sense to me. But I'm just like, he courted her when he was on trial. Okay. I mean, if that makes sense to y'all, okay.
voluntary therapy, that I've been in. And now I'm just finding ways to invest and change and shift and grow myself in a way.
I hope y'all can hear him. He has a very low speaking voice, but he was saying he's changed through therapy. And I do feel like with that coming out about him being ABUSED as a child, I do feel like that was part of the therapy coming out, but we're going to get into that because I think it's very important. It's like, it might have been a pivotal moment in his life for him to reveal to the world and to his own mother that he was ABUSED as a child since the age of 9 years old. And that's where the aggression grew up in him.
The 35-year-old who received probation and was sentenced to a 52-week in-person batterers intervention program is now focused on magazine dreams. This was set to be Jonathan's Oscar-worthy performance before all the legal trouble happened.
I've been training for this every moment of my entire life.
In the drama in theaters Friday, Jonathan plays a troubled steroid-taking bodybuilder. It is an award-winning performance, without a doubt. What were you doing to be in that shape?
I was eating about 6,000 calories a day. I was weight training 2 times a day and then a little cardio stretch and posing.
He can act.
Yeah.
You can't take that from him. He can act. But I want
Yeah, he's a good actor. He's very talented. We're not here to deny that. But your actions have consequences. Your behavior has consequences. It's just, it is what it is.
I want to get into what he said about the ABUSE that he experienced as a child, because I think it's very important to keep in mind. So Jonathan Majors did a rare interview with the Hollywood Reporter. Like I said, he's starting to do media again. It's called Jonathan Majors' Moment of Truth. Now, we don't have time to be getting into the whole thing. I just want to get into what he said about his experiences as a child. They say in an emotional interview in February and a follow-up interview in March, Majors, who had not sat down with a journalist since he was sentenced in April of 2024, talked for the first time about the aftermath of the trial, the childhood actual ABUSE that he says led to depression as an adult, and about what his life looks like now. And he said after his trial, in addition to the DV program, he underwent therapy and re-engaged with his pastor, and as a result, began to unpack childhood traumas that he had not confronted before. And again, I think this is the key issue in his aggression. Now, I don't feel like women are therapists, unless that's your profession. We're not therapists sent to heal the world, but he definitely needed therapy. And he said, quote, "I dealt with sexual abuse from both men and women from the time I was 9. From people who are supposed to look after you. In the absence of a father, I was effed up." Now, he specifically mentions in the absence of a father, and it's so strange. I was just watching something on social media the other day from a predator, and the predator was describing how he would choose who he would victimize. And he did say that. He did say he would look for fatherless children who he didn't have a parent to fear. He did say that. So it goes on to say in recent months, when Majors told his mother about the ABUSE, he says she apologized for not being able to protect him. It sounded like she didn't even know. And he said, quote, "I'm like, it's not even an issue, Mom. I just want you to know. And now we can all get busy and continue to connect and grow and learn from it, because it's something that was in our family." So it sounds like in his mother's absence, maybe she was working. In his father's absence, who knows where he is. It sounds like maybe.
So this is all a product of a daddy not being in his life. Interesting. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to blame the black woman for that, because you know how it's our fault that the father didn't stick around. Even if the father didn't want to be with the mother, at least stick around for the child, because that's your child. I mean, that's your seed. I mean, why would you want to be there for your seed? You just left the seed and just left. So interesting. But you know that we're going to be blamed for that. So let's continue.
It was family members of ABUSE in him, because he said, "I want you to know that it was something that was in our family." And he said in order to process this, he's been led to more self-knowledge about his behavior in relationships. And to me, that's the aggression. That's where the aggression comes from. He said, quote, "There are no excuses, but by getting help, you begin to understand things about yourself." So I will say this. I feel like him sharing this with the world is kind of like stopping a cycle. You know what I mean? Like the cycle stops here. I'm not going to keep this a secret.
Now, I have to be real with y'all. I empathize with him when it comes to his childhood and the things that happened to him. I do. Things have happened to me. But when I was 19 years old, I'll never forget, when I was 19 years old, what happened to me was destroying my life. And I was very self-destructive. And it clicked for me. It really did. Like, honestly, I mean, I was in front of a judge, but it did. It clicked for me that me wanting to hurt other people because of what they did to me is just destroying my life. So in that moment, I had 2 choices. I could keep blaming other people, or I could take accountability and change my life. I decided to change my life because I didn't want to end up back where I was at that time. And yeah, when you're violated, it creates aggression in you. It does. So no, I do. I empathize. I actually can relate to what he went through. But that doesn't mean he has the right to turn around and abuse other people though. And that's the lesson in all of this. You have to help yourself. You can't keep making it the excuse. Well, such and such did that to me, and such did that to me, and such and such. And it's just like, but what does it do? But look at what you're doing to your life, though. Those people who hurt you are going on about their life, and look at what you're doing to your own life. So you have to go to therapy. You have to work on yourself. You have to heal. I had to take anger management. That was something that I had to do. I think I was court ordered to complete like 200 hours or something like that. It's been years. But it's like accountability is not something that I'm seeing the Black community hold him to. And that's what's irritating me when it comes to this situation. For me, originally, right, like I was side-eyeing the Black community because I'm like, I don't know why y'all defending him, because we all had that conversation. We all heard, at least Black women, we heard the conversation Big Mama, Grandmama, Mama, and Auntie and them had with Black men at dinner tables and family gatherings about Caucasian women. Like we've heard that. Why was it such a necessary conversation? Because of the Emmett Tills, right? Situations like that. So these men know better, but they still choose this, which means this is a choice that they're making. When you make a choice over your life, there are consequences that come with those choices. And so at first, I'm thinking this is like one of those Emmett Till type situations where, you know, a white woman is accusing him of doing something that he didn't do. But with everything that's coming out, that's not the situation. The situation is that he did put his hands on that woman. So why is the Black community still defending him and coddling him is ridiculous to me. Because that's not even the situation. And even if it was the situation, I would still be rolling my eyes a little bit, because I'm just like, now you know damn well Big Mama and them done warned you about dealing with those women and how they could easily make themselves the victim, and you didn't do anything at all, right? But that's not the situation. Like, that's not the situation at all. He literally has a pattern of putting his hands on women. And Megan, girl, are you safe? You want to come in and save the day, but it's like, are you even safe? So it's just, this whole thing is just a mess. It's just a mess. And it's Black women wanting to come in and cape. It's Black women wanting to come and save the day. And it's like, you're defending an abuser at this point. Like, you're not defending an innocent Black man. You're defending an abuser. Let's call it what it is. You're defending a man that puts his hands on women because of what happened to him in his childhood. Now, what happened to him in his childhood was unfortunate. But him going around and being aggressive to women because of what happened to him in his childhood, that's not right. My mother raised me and she said, you keep your hands to yourself. No man should be putting his hands on you, and you shouldn't be putting your hands on a man. And she said, you don't provoke a man to put his hands on you. That's what she told me. That's how she raised me. So he put his hands on a woman, and we're still defending him as a community. And then he didn't just put his hands on a woman one time where he just lost his cool, right? He's done it multiple times. He's done it on multiple occasions.
This is not going to continue. It's kind of like the cycle stops here. So I do think he's doing the right thing by releasing that weight and releasing it onto the world and stopping the cycle. I do think he's doing the right thing there, but I do wonder if Megan Good is safe with him. I can't help to wonder when you hear these reports of his ex-girlfriends, his most recent ex-girlfriend, and the pattern of ABUSE, I can't help but to wonder, is she safe with him? Is he going to regress one day and injure her? Like, it's just, I just can't help but wonder. So when I look at their marriage, I'm just like, girl, I don't know about this one. But y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about Megan Good and Jonathan Majors tying the knot?
Yeah, I think it's a disaster. That's what I think. I think it's a disaster. That's what I think. But let me move on because I got some other stuff too I want to talk about. I think it is a disaster. Hold on. Because Jessie, she said it best. Hold on, let me pull it up. Jessie said it best.
The same grace that I see y'all have for Jonathan Luther King Majors Jr. III, I want to see y'all have that for black women. A black woman will have a bad attitude, her whole career's over. A black woman will twerk too much, her whole career's over.
And listen, remember that this is about a man who was touched, right? When he was a child by both men and women. He was violated by both men and women. How many times have we heard stories of black women having the same story? Having the same fate? Who gives us grace for our attitude? Who gives us grace for our short tempers? Who gives us grace for our mood swings and our attitudes? Who gives us grace?
A black woman will have a questionable tweet from 10 years ago. Her career's over. Y'all like her. But a black man can beat you, can rape you, can kill you, can scam you. All he gotta do is come to y'all and, I'm a young black man doing all I can. God.
Jessie is crazy, y'all. Jessie is hilarious. Oh my God. She is a fool. I'm so dead. But it's so true though. Oh my God. Jessie is hilarious. It is. Look at her face.
Protect me. I don't want to leave. A black man can be out here dousing y'all down with baby oil and pink crack. And y'all have all the grace in the world.
Ooh,
I do not want to hear it when it comes to black women.
Ooh-wee. And I'll never forget, y'all, I'll never forget. There was this one guy that I knew from back in the day. And he went to jail for selling drugs, right? And this was during my gender war era, right? And he tried to come at me and say, you're destroying the black community. And I said, the audacity of you to come and talk to me when you was out here selling drugs to your own people. But because he's a black man, right? He gets a pass for that. Oh, I get a pass for that. It don't matter how many families I've destroyed. I'm going to get a pass for that. I'm going to get a pass for that. But me speaking the woman's perspective on my platform, giving the black woman's perspective on my platform, it's just ruining a community. But all of the families you destroyed when you were out here selling drugs for money, so you could buy the big chains, so you could drive in the nice fancy cars. Seriously? Like, I couldn't believe that. I was just like, wow. I blocked him. I was like, get out of my face. Like, I can't even respect you after that. Like, are you serious? That was just crazy. And he did federal jail time. Federal. So this wasn't no little, oh, he was just moving some trees around. No, like he was selling the little pink stuff. So it's like, are you serious? But he can say that and put himself in this position as if he's better because the black community will give him a pass for that. Like, yep, you get a pass for that. I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. But let's move on. The Sherry show. I had to roll my eyes.
I love
Y'all not gonna convince me. I'm sorry. Like, I need to see the marriage license at this point. I'm being so for real. Show me the marriage license. Make me a believer. Because and listen. They could really be married, right? Because I could look at it from a different perspective. Like, they could really be married, and it's because he's trying to gain sympathy so bad that maybe he's just coming across disingenuous when it comes to the interviews and stuff like that. Maybe because they're being coached so heavily when it comes to how they operate as a couple publicly is why it's just coming across disingenuous. It could be that they could really be married, but because they're being coached and because they're trying to present themselves a certain way to the public, it could just be that it's just really coming across fake to us, which is why we're just not believing that they're married. Like I could see it from that perspective, or it could just really be a PR relationship. At this point, y'all, I don't know, but it just, something does not feel right, and I just can't shake it. It's like, you can't make me believe this. Like, I just can't shake it, and I don't know which is it. I don't know if it's because they've been coached so much to appear a certain way, or if this is just truly a PR relationship. I really do not know, but it's just I don't know what it is. Right. Yeah, he may get an Oscar for that because, well, not really. Like, honestly, this is not his best performance. I've seen Jonathan and Megan act better than this. I don't know if it's because they feel pressured by the public because of the criticism. That could be a real thing, and I'll leave room for that. But it's hard. Like, they're trying to sell it to us so hard that it's just coming across like really fake. It's like a salesman or a saleswoman. That's what it really is for me. So, people are calling out Miss Sherry, Auntie Sherry, because she said this about, I think it was Megan Thee Stallion.
The sun moves through the world in a different way. So to see you portray this character, it touched my heart. So that's why I cried, because you so beautifully portrayed this man who just moves through the world. Thank you.
And you know what they calling her, y'all? They calling her a boy mom. They calling her a boy mom. So this tweet said, she said Megan Thee Stallion is a bad role model for young women, but wants her son to see himself in Jonathan Majors. ... Okay. And Sherry said, I cry because my son moves through this world in a different way. To see you portray this character, it touched my heart. And people wonder why. Like, I really don't care about having kids. It's so much you got to worry about. It's just so much. I don't want to be a boy mom. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. And when I say I don't want to be a boy mom, not that I don't want a son. I don't want to be a boy mom where I coddle my son to the point where he can't even face himself when it comes to his actions, his behavior, and the consequences of his choices. That's what I mean. I don't want to be a boy mom. Because, the boy mom, the reason why a lot of people are starting to talk about the boy mom is because a lot of us are dealing with these men and the things that they do because of the woman that raised him or helped raise him, and how she coddled him. How she let him get away with certain things because she felt bad for him because he's a black boy. Like, trying to overcompensate because of how the world views him. And I just feel like there's a healthier way to do that. There's a healthier way to go about that. Like, educating him and talking to him. But you are enabling his bad behavior. You're enabling his poor choices. You're giving him passes on things that you should be holding him accountable for. And then now you're leaving it up to us, the women that he encounters in a romantic sense, that's something that we now have to deal with. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I was to have a son, I'm cutting that umbilical cord at 5 years old. Go with your father. I don't know what it's like to be a man, not mentally, physically, spiritually. I don't know. I can't help you with that. You need to go be with your father, because 5 years old, five. I'm sending you to your father because I can't help you. I cannot help you. I can't. So if I were to have a son, 5, and I'm being so for real, y'all. I'm being so for real. Y'all know how I like to watch the Monarch shows. And young boys used to go off to charter schools. if they were in the position to be kings, they would literally at very young, like sometimes it was 3-4 years old, they would go off to a charter school to learn how to be a man. And the queen would, it was like this, it was just natural order. It was like, that was just what it was. She birthed the son, she gave the man a legacy, and then at a very young age, he was shipped off to a charter school where he had to learn how to be a man. There was no room for coddling past 3 to 5 years old. And so we have gotten so far away from that. And it's like, do you see how these men act though? And yes, I do. I believe that they have to be raised differently than girls. I do. I believe that they have to, and because you have to understand that how men have emotions, it could lead to violence. How women are emotional, it leads to them popping off at the mouth, right? So you have to teach young girls how not to kill with her words or tear down with her words. But a man, a boy, you have to teach him how to control his emotions because he can hurt somebody. You see the difference? So it's like you can't raise them the same. You cannot raise them the same. So this is why I have the stance that I have. Like, I'm like, listen, you gotta go with your father. Like, I can't help you past 5 years old. Like, I just can't. And it's like more women need to be real about that. And if you go back and you look into history, that was the norm. That was the norm. And the structure that they created, even at that very young age, was developing their mindsets differently compared to men today. If you see it, it's different. So they were working outside. They were learning how to do certain skills at their maturity level, but they were learning different skill sets, how to problem solve, how to deal with adversity and things like that. So if you go back, you'll see like how young boys back then were raised and how they were prepared to be men. And back then, I just felt like as a society, we did a better job with that. It's way before 5. And see, I really think it's going to be like 3. I think it's going to be like 3 years old. I think it's going to be 3 years old. I do. I think it's going to be 3 years old. Like, if I ever have a son, he will know that he is loved, but I can't coddle you. I would be doing you a disservice as a man. You're still a boy now, but I would be doing you a disservice as a man, because one day you will be a man. Someone said 1. I feel like 1 is still young. I say 3. I say 3. I really do. I say about 3 years old. But we need to talk about this more. We do, because coddling them all the way up until they're 18 is just insane to me. And then us as young girls, I feel like I don't know. I had to grow up as early as 8. I was learning how to run a home at 8. I was waking up early to help my father get ready for work, like make his breakfast. I was responsible for making his breakfast. So my parents would give me tasks basically around the home to run a home. So I would make his breakfast and I would iron his clothes. Like, that was my responsibility. So I know how to run a house. Like, no one can tell me, she don't know how to run a house. No, I do. I know how to run a house. I was also expected to wake up my brothers. I was expected to wake them up. So it's different when it's the black girls. Adultification is so real for us, but for the men, they're baby boys. They're baby boys. That's just what they are. They're baby boys. I can run circles around these men. I multitask. I can get 10 things done in an hour. You talk to some of these men, they don't know their middle finger from their thumb. And it's because, things were not expected of them. So and it shows. Let's talk about how it shows in the community. It shows. Then you have men coming online complaining about problems that they have. You're telling me that you weren't taught how to problem solve? You weren't taught how to problem solve. You weren't taught how to find solutions to your problems as a man. Like, what is going on? Like, y'all, it's terrible out here. In the black community, it's truly backwards. And I don't understand it at all. And it makes me terrified to have children because I don't want to bring my kids up in this dysfunction. And it's like you have to be honest. Proximity is real. Culture influence is real. So it's not you could raise your child up in your home, but you have no control over who is influencing them outside of your home. Then you have the internet. You have so much you have to worry about nowadays. It's a really big job to have a child nowadays. It's not a little job. It's not a little task that you just do in your spare time. It's like a really big job now because you have so much you have to worry about. The outside influence that, you could be a boy mom and you can raise him to respect women, but then the outside influence of the culture, right, is something that you have to worry about. So you could be a good mom. You can raise him to respect women, but then he can get around his friends. He can log on to YouTube and get into red pill content. You know what I mean? And so, or he could, you know how the black community is. They call them OGs. He could go talk to an old head, an OG, and the OG who's bitter, not happy with his life, will tell him, "Oh, don't settle down. Go through as many women as you want to. Don't settle down. Go through them all. Test them all out. Test them all out. Test them all out while you can, while you're still young, while you still have your youth and everything like that." It's like you gotta worry about so much. You just gotta worry about so much. And then it's just I don't want the job. Like, honestly, if I can, I don't want the job. I just got to be honest with you. I really don't want the job. You got to worry about so freaking much, y'all. So, and then, black culture it's not about, like, these men come on social media talking about they don't want to get married, but it's like the black community doesn't even push marriage on black men like that. The black community pushes men being promiscuous and never settling down, having as many women as they can. And in a way, that's how they get their respect, is to go through a bunch of women so that they can get the respect of other men. That's what the community is really, like, centered on when it comes to men earning respect. It's about how many women you have, how much money you have, and you got to have the chain so then you can get the respect of other men because you have what they want. The women, you have the money, you have the jewelry, you have the cars. That's the respect when it comes to the black community and being a man in the black community. So that if I have a son, that's what he's going to be influenced by. Not influenced by principle, like earning respect because he carries himself with integrity and he's a man of principles and value. No, it's not about that. It's about women. It's about money. It's about jewelry. It's about cars. That's how you get respect in the black community as a black man. It's not about working an honest job. It's not about taking care of your family. It's not about living according to certain principles. It's not about having integrity. It's not about morals. It's not about any of that. It's not. I just told y'all what it is. I just told you. And I gotta be honest with you. Women don't fall that far behind. Women don't fall that far behind. For you to be respected as a woman, you have to have a man. For you to be taken serious as a woman, you have to have a man. A man has to want you, be with you, marry you. So women are not that far behind. It's all about how you keep that man and you stay with that man. It don't matter how that man treats you. Don't matter if he cheats. Don't matter if he has a baby on you. So women are not that far behind when it comes to this conversation. At all. At all. So it goes both ways. I didn't want to see this. I didn't want to see this. I'm tired of seeing women coddle men. you are making the community weak. And it's pathetic. You're making the community weak when you do this. And to the women that coddle their sons, oh my God, you're making the community weak. And you have to think about, we live in a world where people don't most people don't like black people. Like, it don't matter where you go in the world, we're going to stick out like a sore thumb, and people are always going to have issues with us. And we're not prepared for that. We're not. We're too busy coddling our dysfunction as a community. So if some real stuff pop off with somebody having an issue with us, we are weakening the men in our community. And it's pathetic. They don't know their middle finger from their thumb. And it's because you feel like you got to help them with that. Well, this is your thumb. Well, no, this is your thumb. This is your middle finger. It's like, damn. So if some real stuff was to pop off, these men have been weakened so much because we overcompensate for the dysfunction, the lack of fathers being in the home, that if some real stuff was to pop off, these men are not ready. They're ready for us to step in and step in front like, don't shoot, don't shoot. Are you freaking kidding me? So you're telling me this man cannot defend himself? It's pathetic to me, like, honestly. And I'm a sovereign woman. So, like, when it comes to Jonathan, I, again, empathize with what happened to him as a child. No one should take advantage of you in that way. No one has the right to take advantage of you in that way. But I'm not weak. And you are always weak when you can't face yourself. You will always be weak when you can't face who you are and the things that you do and the choices that you make. Cause you can't own you really can't own your behaviors. You put it on somebody else. So that means you rely on someone else, whether it's to take the blame, to take the fall. And it's like, well, that's weak, because why can't you own it? You did it. You decided to make that choice and that decision. So why can't you just own it? It's very weak to me. And I can't respect it. Then as a woman who's been overlooked because when I was younger, I was bigger. And then I talked to some men that are mad at girls that they knew when they were like in middle school and high school that overlooked them. And I have the same story. And I'm just like, get the fuck over it. Like, you're over here holding it against girls, not women. Girls. That's like me holding it against boys who were boys. They weren't men. They were boys. They were immature. Why would I hold that against them? Why would I still carry that into my adulthood when it was some shit that happened and they were boys? Boys. Like little boys. Like, that's crazy. And I'm a grown woman now. Like, that's insane. But that's the weakness that they carry. I got to be honest with you. That's the weakness that they carry. They don't know how to go through things and move past them. They don't know how to face challenges and adversity and move on from them. They only know how to sit in the victimhood and put the blame on everybody else and blame everybody else and literally stay in the same position. I'm a sovereign woman, meaning I've gone through things and I know how to overcome them. I am confident in myself because of that. It's not the hair, it's not the makeup, it's not any of that. Like, it's like, oh, well, I went through this. I had to face the adversity that came with it, and now I'm moving past it. Not, oh, this happened to me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and I'm just going to just sit in it. No, like, I'm not doing that. I know how to move past it, which means I have to face the emotions that come with it. I have to face the trauma that comes with it. I have to face the dysfunction in myself that was created because of it. So then I can move forward. They don't know how to do that, y'all. Like they don't. And it's weak because you know how it's weak? People can trigger you. This woman that he was dealing with, this Caucasian woman that he was dealing with, triggered him to be aggressive. That makes you weak. Because now she has put you in the position where she can be the victim, you could be the aggressor, and now she has taken your career. This is why you work on yourself. Strength is being able to face what people have done to you and not allowing it to trigger you to where it makes you weak. That's strength. So there's a lot of excuses being made, and it's just, y'all, it's just making me just irritated because I'm just like, this is just, it's getting pathetic to me. Like, honestly, like, it's very pathetic. And it's not to downplay, again, it's not to downplay what happened to him at all. It's really not. But it's like, you're destroying your life. You're destroying your career. You're destroying your opportunities. And it's all because you won't face yourself. That's it. And it just doesn't get any realer than that. And then you have women all around you. Megan, Sherry, probably his publicist, whoever, his manager, all coddling him instead of telling him the hard truth that because of what happened to him when he was a child, it is destroying his life and he needs to face himself in a real way. Not in a PR way. Let me hurry up and clean up my image because I need to get a job. I need to get back in Hollywood. Like, no, like really face it in a real way so it doesn't come back up again, so it doesn't destroy my life. Because I didn't deserve what happened to me and I deserve better moving forward. That's what it's about. But the coddling and the bullshit, I can't get with it. Like, I can't get with it. And this is why, like, it's hard for me to support him. I want to support him, especially knowing what happened to him, because I relate. I resonate heavily with what he went through. But it's like, I can't support someone trying to bullshit me when I know what the real work looks like. I know what the real work looks like. And it's not easy. It's a process. You're telling me that he knows better after, a few months? I call bullshit. Because a lot of times when I was in my situation, at first, the first stage is a lot of times you want to be the victim and you want to blame everybody. So it takes time to really process everything. You're telling me that he went through all of the emotions of everything, starting back at his childhood and then moving forward. Like, he was able to get all that cleared up and fixed within a few months. Within, I would say, like 11 months while dating Megan Good. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe because it took me 3.5 years. So it's hard to believe. This just seems like it's money driven. This is about greed. This is about fame. And this is about saving someone's public image. And that's what it just comes across to me as. So it's just, I can't take him serious. I can't. That's why. Not because he's a black man, not because of what he went through, but it's like, I really want to see him do the work in a real way. That's all.
I appreciate that. It really meant something to me watching that movie when I watched it.
Child, the black community, bro. The black community is so very, very interesting. Sherry Shepherd is glued in enough to know that Megan Thee Stallion is not a good example for the young women because she twerks. But you're not knowledgeable enough to know that Jonathan Majors isn't a good example for your son because he likes to put his hands on women, strangling them and such, aggressing them, as he would call it. But all you gotta do is marry a black woman and cry to you and your big ass titties on your show. And now all is forgiven. Now you want your son to grow up and be like this weird ass nigga going around telling black and white women to act like Coretta Scott King and protect his image so that we don't know that he's aggressing them. You want your son to be like that. Is that right, Sherry Shepherd? I'll tell you something. Sherry Shepherd shows herself to be that thirsty big titty bitch she played on the Jamie Foxx show every single day. Lord help us.
Well, I can't disagree with her on that one.
Sherry Shepherd, you had all that to say about Megan Thee Stallion and other people talking about how they dress and how they're not good role models. But you're on TV giving a platform to somebody like Jonathan Majors over there in tears. I don't know if you had a lapse in memory or you haven't been paying attention. He's not a good person either. He's not a good role model himself, but you're over there crying over him, trying to give him praises. It's giving pick me, choose me, love me vibes. Like, you have so much to say about a woman like Megan Thee Stallion, but when it comes to that man and what he done did, you over there crying. Like, girl, make it make sense. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. You know, anyways.
And it's very triggering, y'all. It's so triggering because a woman, a little girl can be touched by a family member, and the woman or the women in the family protect the man. It's like it's the same thing every single time. It's like it's very similar. It's like a little girl in the family can be touched, or a little girl in the family can be touched, and then the women in the family protect the man. The women in the family protect the man. It's just like, please, can we break this cycle in the black community? He needs to be held accountable for what he did. We are past the fact that this is like another Emmett Till situation. It's not. He put his hands on her on multiple occasions. He needs to be held accountable for that. Seriously.
We being honest, can we get Wendy Williams back? Because I done had enough of her anyways. And when she said all that about Megan Thee Stallion, it gave me pick me vibes. And this furthermore proves my point, because you had all that to say about Megan Thee Stallion, but you're on national TV in tears over Jonathan Majors, who just got caught up recently again. Make that make sense. Maybe I'm just a confused one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Jonathan Majors did not address the audio that was leaked of him admitting that he put his hands on that lady. He sat up there and said, there's vibrations, and the vibrations be vibrationing. I don't know why y'all keep saying that he addressed the audio. I don't know what y'all heard, but I didn't hear no address. And anybody out there who's saying they just trying to bring a black man down, this is not one of those moments.
It's not.
Please pack it up and watch out. No.
He's not. If he was innocent, okay, but he's not innocent. Like that, and that's what's like really, that's what's like throwing me, y'all. Emmett Till was innocent. Jonathan Majors is not. How do y'all not know the difference? I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. And then, did you see how he addressed the audio coming out? He didn't even answer the question directly. And I always tell y'all the truth. If you ever want to spot a lie, when someone's talking to you, don't matter if it's a man or a woman, you ever want to spot a lie, the truth is plain. The truth is simple. It's plain, it's simple, it's direct. A lie is when it's not direct. It's not plain. It's not simple. It's very complicated. There's a lot of layers to it because it needs convincing. That's how you can easily spot a lie. You ask a person a direct question and they don't respond back plainly, directly. It's a lie. Period. It's a lie. When someone has to divert the conversation, or when someone can't just answer plainly and directly, it's because they have to be convincing. Or they'll try to convince you that it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't what you think it was. So it's crazy. Like I saw him respond. Let me see if I can find the video. But I saw him respond and I'm just like, is he serious?
Man should be putting their hands on any woman. I don't care what race, what background, what ethnicity. No man should be putting their hands on a woman. And the other thing is, what better time to expose your abuser than when their career is about to take off, especially when the court deemed him not guilty. I'm absolutely going to do it as soon as you about to have your big moment. You thought you was going to get away with it? You thought I wasn't going to get my lick back? I would have did the same thing. And he thought that little marriage was going to distract us.
Right.
Talking about you wanted to keep it private. Well, why did you announce it to the world? right before the audio was leaked. How private was it supposed to be?
Ooh, you know what? He making a good point. That's why it just makes it so hard to believe that this relationship with Megan Good is real, y'all. Everything is just it just seems so plotted to me.
Something like this comes out during the week of your film's release. How did that make you feel?
I was so grateful that I had done my work, you know, and and I'm continuing to do my work. I can't speak to it, but obviously, because you're
I can't speak to it.
talking about it, you know, there were vibrations, you know, reverberations, same as everything before, you know. But I was happy I'd done my work, you know. I was happy I'd done my work.
You said recently in an interview that when you have a struggle, learn, metabolize, grow. This incident happened just this week, so you haven't really had too much time to process with it. But what have you been able to metabolize from that moment since it was leaked?
Yeah, I'm living life.
Y'all, if that makes sense to y'all, I guess. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have it. I don't have it to give y'all. I don't have it to give. I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. Oh, I forgot to talk. Let me play this one too.
So apparently Jonathan Majors and Megan Good just got married. He confirmed on the Sherry Shepherd show. I was really hoping that it was a PR relationship and that they were going to have like a fake engagement and then they were going to break it off. But apparently they got married. What is happening? I mean, this is somebody who is so beautiful. I thought that the Sasha Bratz doll was actually designed after her. And then there's Jonathan.
That's what I'm saying.
Who cosplays as Sanford from Sanford and Son with a much bigger temper and is an abuser. I don't know how Megan can ignore those things and be with him. I also don't know how someone can find a person who's like doing historical reenactments from a period of history that is so tragic attractive. But here we are. The only plus I'll say is that her name's gonna rock either way, whether she keeps her maiden name or she decides to change it to Majors, which I would say is an ill-advised move.
Ooh.
But if she does change it to Megan Majors, that's, you know, there's a power of alliteration. It sounds like a really cool name still, so that's the only plus. But yeah, this is a hit for sure for the Black community because why? Some would say it's love. I think there's something else at play. I don't know what, but I think there's something else going on. So apparently Jonathan Majors.
So let me know what y'all think. These are just my thoughts. I'm tired of seeing the coddling, y'all. It's making our community weak. And just looking at the world and where we are as Black people in this world and seeing everything that's happening, this is not the time to be coddling men. This is the time that they need to really be stepping up because there's just so much going on, and coddling them is not preparing them for anything. And he needs to be held accountable because he needs to know that what he did was in fact wrong and that he shouldn't do it again and that he does need to get help. And if it's because of things that happened to him in his childhood, then he really needs to be serious about it instead of saying, I did it. I did the work. What work did you do? What work have you been doing really other than it? Okay. But that's all that I have regarding this video. Please comment your thoughts and your opinions down below if you're watching the playback. Also, give this video a thumbs up. Shout out to my mods for tapping in with me for this lunch talk. And I hope to see you all in my next one. Let me go ahead and end it here. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be MIA because I'm going somewhere for my birthday. So I'm gonna be MIA. My birthday is on what day? I think it's the Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So I'm getting on a plane, y'all. I'm so scared. I'm getting on the plane though. Okay, I'm getting on the plane. I'm gonna bring my holy water to ensure that I make it back to and from safely. Okay, but girl, I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to practice what I preach because you can't stop yourself from living your life just because you see bad things happening. Okay, you have to believe that you are protected. You have to speak that over your life, and you have to go out and continue to live your life. So be safe, be discerning, and thank you for all of the birthday wishes. And I will catch you when I get back. I come back Tuesday. So I'll just catch y'all in my next one. Bye.